The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Burrow. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 9 catches, 104 yards, and a score as well.
And he's trying to prove the adage, it's not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong. Takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon.
And he's got a Bengals first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Myles Garrett, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack in the campaign.
Well, it's up about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
On first down, Delgado.
He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's a second down.
These two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, Week 7, and it was the visiting Browns who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in Cleveland.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Chubb with a first down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 14 carries, 58 yards.
And a rushing title is definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On 1st and 10, Delgado. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10.
To throw again, Delgado. Open man is Ross, complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll run with Chubb, and he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there, and if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle, keep coming after them, put the pressure on them.
Toward the pylon, caught, touchdown! Harrison Bryant, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They're going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at the 41-yard line. Back to throw.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. That's 2nd down. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Burrow. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyreek Hill, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. The point after is good. And the lead is now 10-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's going to try and go deep again. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Browns. Anthony Schwartz, his 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season.
And the Browns on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is now 14-10.
And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
From the 29, Burrow got a man and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Bengals. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals are once again going to retake the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Cleveland offense making their way out.
We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Throwing on 1st down. Delgado. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play that time for Cleveland.
Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra. Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
That is caught left side by Bryant.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
Well, he does have one touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him first and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a second time.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Robbie Anderson. His 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
We'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's a give to Mixon. They find some open field here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So they'll be looking for the win here in Cleveland to complete the season sweep.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. First down now, but that clock rolling. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
And, that would get a right up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
And some space here. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 18.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. Can't find anyone. And he's taken down. Trying to do a little too much. Getting outside of the pocket. And it results in a sack. Myles Garrett. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Throwing right, and that's complete. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half. We now proceed to the start of the second half.
With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Yeah, Coach, certainly no shortage of action in those first 2 quarters. Definitely got to work on my touchdown calls, so we'll see how much voice I have left for the second half here. The Browns drive about to get started. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit, because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30.
In your face!
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bengals drive about to get going. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a second straight play. Third down, Burrow.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. We punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And this will be taken at the 13. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. From the gun on 3rd down, Delgado. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They're going to try and throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Cincinnati set to take over once again.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Now it's Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Got that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And Burrow going to throw again.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
To throw again on second down. Burrow, and he's got room. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big play there on the catch and run. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Touchdown Bengals. It's complete. C.J. Uzama with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a Bengals score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This fielded right at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. And I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs. Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defense.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. Looking to throw. Delgado. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Anthony Schwartz
with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year.
And the Browns stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field.
And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way, because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
2nd and 5.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Open man is Uzomah. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
53 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Mixon. And he gets it down to the 32.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. That is caught. It's Uzomah. Touchdown. C.J. Uzomah with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. No problem there on the extra point, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
And now the Browns coming out on the field. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in place, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Back to throw. Delgado. He'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Touchdown, Browns. Robbie Anderson with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Browns use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field and then wham. You have a letdown in the secondary and you give up a big one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So Burrow and the Bengals down by 15. Just over 2 minutes to go. They're going to need a Christmas miracle to pull this one out as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. There's a short one caught by Uzama. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Throwing, Burrow. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 38-yard line. That one complete to Hill. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Here's Burrow. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down at the 10. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense. But they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And got his man complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. That one looks like he'll throw here. Out left side here to Bryant. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a first and goal.
They'll give it to Chubb. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. They'll try again with Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. First down. Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Now Burrow. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will